Good evening and welcome to this week's video. This week I'm heading down to the coast near me, heading down to a local favourite of mine called East Quantoxhead. Lovely rock formations. Tide is gradually coming in tonight, although it's going to be quite calm, I think. So, but yeah, heading down there. Hoping for maybe a bit of a sunset. I missed out last night. Didn't come out because the forecast was 100% cloud cover, and sure enough, it just broke a little bit. And from what I could see from home, it turned out really nice. Albeit, time I realised what was happening, it was far too late to get out to any sort of location. So this evening, at the moment, we have got 100% cloud cover, but forecast is set that it could break a bit. We're a good 3 hours away from sunset, so hopefully it may break a little bit and give some sunset opportunities. If not, this location is just great anyway. It just always gives loads of opportunities with the rock formations and just the textures and everything about it. So should be good. Tide's just coming in, so albeit it's going to be very calm because there's nothing happening, so it's going to be very calm. So probably won't be a lot of definition in the waves, but yeah, should be a good evening. Okay, so here we are down on East Quantoxhead Beach. Tide's way out at the moment, but by the time we get to sort of sunset, it will be up around these rock formations. But even so, there's still plenty to choose from. I've started coming to East Quantoxhead instead of Kilve, which is just a bit further along. Kilve is a lot more popular, although I think this is the better area. Secondly, Kilve has now got a parking permit in place, and it's controlled by Parking Eye, and there's been a lot of people being caught out down there parking and getting charged even though they've paid for a parking ticket. So if you do park at Kilve, make sure you keep your ticket as proof. East Quantoxhead, yeah, it's got a honesty box to park in, which I do always pay. It's only right, I think. So yeah, I do always pay in the honesty box, and there's no Parking Eye that you're going to get fined. Okay, let's walk down to the water's edge and see, or walk down across the beach, and let's just see what compositions we can see. Okay, my first composition of the night, using this pool of water that's held back from the previous tide. Got a polarizer on to take this glare off, and then by taking the glare off as well, I'm getting a little bit of reflection from that sky, which is starting to break, a bit of light breaking through. Using this rock here, I've got that in the lower left hand third, and then these rocks here leading us into the shot from the right hand corner. Yeah, and we've got a bit of colour, a bit of green in this weed at the front, bit of detail where I've got the polarizer on. It's picking up some detail in the bottom of this pond as well. So we're okay. I'm taking a few different focuses. This rock is quite close to me at the front, so I'm taking a focus on that and a couple of focuses back through the scene, and then that will give me plenty of information that I can focus stack or use when post-processing. Okay, let's get a few shots here and then walk along a bit further along this absolutely amazing bit of coastline. So this tide this morning, this evening, this sea is just so calm. It's like a mill pond. So, and it's just a gentle ripple on the edge. So, but later on, if I want to do some nice slow exposures, I won't need to go too slow to flatten off that surface. It's and that horizon is looking promising. Stick with me, because I think we could be in luck. Okay, this area where I am at the moment, it's just a little bit too much seaweed. I think it's just making the shots a little bit messy. Might take some close-up ones. There's some little spindly bits here that I can use, and use the textures of the rock behind. Maybe a bit fine arty, but then I think I'm going to walk just across to my left a little bit, over to the formations that are a little bit cleaner and not quite so much seaweed in that's just making the whole scene look a bit messy. Okay, this is definitely a bit different, picking up on these two bits of seaweed just poking out through the creases in this rock formation here. Believe it or not, these rocks do look like they've been laid here by man, but no, this is all natural, dating back to prehistoric times, I would imagine. So we're stepping back in time to prehistoric Britain here. Okay, liking the look of this shot. So shooting at f10 to 2/5 of a second, quarter of a second at ISO 64. Okay, I'll put it up, let you have a look and see if you like it as much as it's looking nice in the camera. So that direction, which is where we're going to have a sunrise a bit later on. As you can see, there's just a little bit of definition on the horizon there. Hopefully this cloud looking at the sky is, I think it's going to give me something at least. But if I come round to there looking across towards Wales, as you can see, it's just hazy. There's just no horizon, nothing. So I think if I get down on that water's edge, it might provide some nice minimalistic shots, because there'd be no horizon. It would just be a flat image with maybe just a couple of bits picked out. So I think I'll just go down to the water's edge, see if we can find some compositions using that completely flat background. Okay, so I've taken a couple of shots here using these couple of sort of rocks here. Yeah, it's not really working like I would have hoped. The downside of this beach is because we're on the Severn Estuary, the watercolour is horrendous, really. You know, it'd be nice if we had some clear water, but unfortunately we haven't. It's so yeah, the watercolour. So yeah, I did get one shot there that actually does look quite nice in the back of the camera, but I'm not sure. So what I'll do is, if I like it, I'll put it up, let you have a look, and you can make your own mind up. It may well end up, I may well end up putting it black and white to sort of hide the colour of this water a little bit, but anyway, here it is. Okay, so we've got this bit of rock here that, to be honest, I wish I'd found like nearer sunset, but unfortunately by the time we get to sunset, this will be surrounded by water. So the tide is coming in quite quick, like I've said time and time again on this beach. Anybody new to the channel, if you come to this beach, just watch the tide, because it will creep in around behind you. So but yeah, just using this rock that's jutting out here. I have got a little bit of colour in the sky behind, just on the horizon, but it would have been nice if we'd had a bit more of a sunset and a bit more detail in the sky. I could have maybe featured it a little bit more, but as it is, I'm just focusing on this jutted out bit of rock and the detail that's in this side here. So getting the shot, I'm shooting at 35mm and I'm currently at 1/20th of a second, f6.3 ISO 64. Okay, let's get the shot, move back a bit, see what else we can find with this tide coming in. So again, I know I keep saying, but these rock formations, you know, they almost look like it's walls that have been built that have fallen over. But no, it's subterranean prehistoric rocks that have been now exposed with the tide and pushed up to form these formations. Okay, so just been a bit cautious because this tide is now coming in around me a little bit, and I obviously don't want to get cut off, but just looking, we've got just a nice, let me just tilt the camera back up a little bit. This is the scene I'm looking at the moment. It's with the polarizer, I'm bringing out a bit of colour in that sky as well, so the scene is looking quite nice with these rocks just floating in around there as they are. F11, let me tilt the camera down, that's the composition I've got. So shooting at F11, 1/10th of a second, ISO 64. So, a couple of other photographers down here tonight as well. One of them being Michael Lee, who's just introduced himself and said that he watches the channel. So thank you, Michael. I appreciate your support, and it was nice to meet you. I think we're about an hour, 3/4 of an hour away from sunset. That horizon is looking quite cool at the moment. Let me turn you around. Probably can't pick it up on this Osmo Pocket, but we've got a break in the cloud on that extreme horizon, which appears to be getting wider as this cloud is moving back over the top, albeit it is moving very, very slow. So I've come back to this area here. As you can see, these formations here are quite severe. Yeah, they're quite deep valleys, channels in between. The tide currently is just there. This is quite shallow up between here, so I'm hoping that by the time we get to actual sunset, that tide is going to have ebbed up between these formations a little bit more, and hopefully I can get a location back here somewhere with a composition looking down through these channels down towards the sunset in that direction. It just depends on that tide. It's coming back in. It's coming in quite fast. Over there, there's a rock that is completely submerged. That was the one that earlier on in the video I took the shot of, saying it would be nice if that was available at actual sunset, but that is now gone. That is now completely submerged pretty much. So so the tide is coming in fast. I think it should hopefully come up these channels and give me the opportunity I'm hoping for. Okay, let's just walk up there to the end and see if we can get some sort of a point that looks quite good, looking out towards that sunset. And then we're in the hands of the sunset gods, that they're gonna shine on us tonight. Okay, I think this is somewhere near where I'm going to want to be. It's difficult to visualize the shot at the moment until this water comes up through these channels, but I've got a nice face there, lead arcing round, and another one there arcing round, and that's it, another one over there arcing round, and the sunset is going to be over there, so it'll be sort of leading round and taking us to the sunset. Okay, when it does get to sunset time, it all happens very fast, as we know. When that sun gets near that horizon, it all of a sudden, bang, 1 minute we've got the light, next minute it's gone, and it's all a little bit sort of a rush. So I'll may hopefully get to be able to talk you through a composition, but if things are happening a bit quick, then I'll come back to you once we've got some shots. Okay, so we're just getting a few rays coming through from that sun now, where it's just coming through the thicker cloud down into that thinner area. It's giving us some nice light. This water is coming up through these channels quite nicely, so I'm getting a couple of shots as it's easing back in, and then I'll gradually move back with it, which hopefully will give me a little bit more of a leading line into the shot. But this is actually quite nice where I am at the moment. I have actually put a 6-stop ND filter on, just to soften out that water just a little bit more, because there is now a little bit more ripple in it than there was earlier on. So now that's starting to show. I want to flatten it out a little bit more, so I have put a 6-stop ND filter on now, and I'm now shooting at 3 seconds f/16 ISO 64. Looking quite nice. Right, let's get some shots. Okay, so as expected, it all did get a little bit frantic. Several shots though that look quite nice. A few from the first location where I was at, but then I did have to relocate because the tide actually came up around behind me and I was getting cut off, so I had to move again. So the sun has now gone down. I'm not sure if there's going to be any afterglow. I think the horizon, the cloud on the horizon is just that little bit too thick for it to reflect up to the higher cloud here. So I think I'm just going to give it 10 minutes or so, and then I think we may be calling it a night. Okay, so I'm going to take the opportunity just to say thank you for watching tonight. Nice to see you, Michael Lee. Hopefully you've got some good shots as well. If you're new to the channel, please check out some of my older videos as well, and check out the back catalogue. And if you like what you're seeing, hit that subscription button and the notification bell to keep up with the latest content. Give the video a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated because it does help the video analytics. And also drop me a comment down below. So thanks for watching, and once again, so from East Quantoxhead Beach, it's time to go home and get some tea. Till next time, take it easy.